My sister smiled while she said it. That was the part that stayed with me. She held the paint swatches up to the light like they were sacred texts. Soft sage, warm cream. This one feels maternal, she said, tapping the square with her nail. I didn't hear anything after that, just the sound of my heartbeat pounding against my skull. We're making your daughter's room the new nursery. The words landed clean, surgical, no hesitation, no apology. My daughter was upstairs, door closed, homework spread across her bed, the same bed she'd slept in since she was 7, the same room she paid $2,200 a month to keep. And where should she go? I asked. I already knew the answer. I just wanted to hear how cruel they were willing to be out loud. My mother didn't even look up from her coffee. The basement's free. That was the moment something in me calcified. Not cracked, hardened. I nodded once, calm, polite, silent. They mistook that for surrender. They had no idea they'd just lost everything. This wasn't supposed to be permanent. None of it was. When my husband died, the house felt too big and the nights felt endless. My mother offered help. My sister offered space. Family takes care of family, they said. I believed them because I needed to. We moved in with rules, boundaries, a contribution, and I insisted on it. Pride is a stubborn thing. At first, it was reasonable. Groceries, utilities. Then it became household fees, a phrase my sister invented with a straight face and a spreadsheet. It's only fair, she said. You're taking up space. My daughter was 16 when she got her first job. My sister suggested she chip in too, said it would teach responsibility. $2,200 a month for a bedroom and a shared bathroom. I told myself it was temporary, that this was the cost of stability, that family doesn't exploit family. I ignored the little things, the way my sister called the house hers, even though Mom's name was on the deed, the way my daughter's food went missing, the way her door was always being opened without knocking. Gratitude slowly turned into obligation, obligation into entitlement, and entitlement into something uglier. The nursery announcement wasn't the first betrayal. It was just the one they didn't bother disguising. My sister was pregnant, high risk, she said, emotional, hormonal. Everyone tiptoed around her like she was made of glass. My daughter started sleeping with her backpack zipped and wedged under the bed. I found out because I asked. Things keep disappearing, she said quietly. I don't want to accuse anyone. That was the line, the exact one. She was protecting them, still, even after everything. When my sister suggested moving my daughter to the basement, it wasn't about space. It was about hierarchy, about reminding us where we stood. Less than, temporary, disposable. I looked at my mother, waiting for her to say no. She shrugged instead. That shrug erased years of loyalty in a single dismissive motion. I didn't argue, didn't cry, didn't raise my voice. I smiled and said I needed time to think. That night while they slept, I packed. Not hurried, not frantic, deliberate. Birth certificates, social security cards, the envelope with the deed copies my mother once asked me to keep just in case. I made phone calls in the morning, quiet ones, to a lawyer, to a realtor, to a bank manager who owed me a favor. I didn't announce our move. I didn't threaten. I didn't warn. Silence is underestimated. It makes people careless. By the time they noticed something was wrong, the locks had already changed. Here's the thing they never understood. I was never powerless. The household fees my daughter paid, they went into a separate account, one my sister didn't know about. I kept every receipt, every transfer, every email where she framed it as rent. The lawyer smiled when I showed him the numbers. She's a minor, he said. This is impressive documentation. Next came the deed. My mother had put my sister's name on it years ago, quietly, without telling me. What she didn't remember was the clause she'd asked me to hold on to, the one that required unanimous consent for structural changes or room assignments. Nursery plans counted, so did the illegal basement conversion my sister had been renting out on weekends. One anonymous tip fixed that. Then I closed the account where my contributions had been going, the one my sister had assumed was permanent. I moved my daughter into a sunlit apartment across town. New walls, new locks, new air. She slept through the first night without nightmares. That was my real victory. They came 3 days later. My sister was crying before she even knocked. My mother stood stiff beside her, eyes darting, calculating. "You can't do this," my sister said. "We're family." I opened the door just enough to be polite. "You already did," I said. My mother tried reason, then guilt, then anger. "You're tearing this family apart." I tilted my head. "No, I'm stepping away from people who already did." My sister's voice broke. "I don't know how we're going to afford the house." I held her gaze, calm, centered. "That sounds like a planning issue." She collapsed onto the porch step, sobbing. For the first time, she looked small. I felt nothing. That surprised me most of all. People mistake kindness for weakness, silence for submission, patience for permission. They thought because I endured, I would always endure. They were wrong. I didn't scream, I didn't destroy, I didn't take revenge in ways that could be undone. I simply removed my support and let the structure they built on my compliance collapse under its own weight. My daughter laughs more now. She takes up space without apologizing. She locks her door because she wants to, not because she has to. As for them, my mother calls, leaves voicemails, talks about reconciliation. My sister sends messages at night, begging, explaining, rewriting history. I don't respond, because the most powerful revenge isn't rage. It's walking away clean and never needing to look back.